everyone, welcome to Speed Feed. This is where you catch a glimpse of everything that's happening around you that you need to know about, from news, politics, viral and hot stories, heartwarming stories, entertainment, everything that's happening that is worth your noting. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and now since you, my friend, are here, let me know in the comment section below where you are watching from. As always, yes, please share this video with your friends also on Facebook. Yes, be that person that shares the cool stuff that's happening around you. Yeah, like this show. I'm sure your friends are gonna appreciate that you shared it, right? Yeah, press that share button and also let me know where you're watching from in the comment section. Right, let's get straight into the feed. I don't want to waste your time, and let's start with this disturbing story, because according to this report by Citizen, a woman in Nandi is currently being held by police for operating on her son. Yes, she tried to do a surgical operation on her son. So the woman is said to have cut open her 4-year-old son's stomach in order to convince well-wishers to send her money, claiming that her son needed a kidney transplant. And she fled after she realized her son was unconscious, but luckily the son did not die and is being treated at Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. And this is just some sickening news. I mean, again, it's poverty, but not to this extent, my people, not to this extent. All right, now from a sickening story to a heartwarming story. Yes, keep commenting below where you're watching from, to a heartwarming story. Now, 2 matatu operators have warmed the hearts of Kenyans online after their story got highlighted. You can see them here, Mwas and Jao, who operate a matatu belonging to KMO Sacco that goes to Kino from the CBD. They help out people living with disabilities who work in and around ABC in Westlands. And people living with disabilities, they already have enough problems accessing public transport, but these guys went an extra mile to help them get to work and get back home safely, and they do not charge them an extra coin, which is really awesome. I mean, not every day we come across such stories, especially from the matatu industry. So it's a really nice story here. Now, I know some of you are wondering what this third title here is about. You know, whose cows are being carried and where? So remember the Kenya Railways? They opened the train to Nanyuki for passengers. Yes, now they say that they will soon include a wagon on the Nanyuki train that is going to be carrying cows and cattle. Now, this is good news for farmers in Nanyuki who can now transport cattle for sale and slaughter to Nairobi. And I guess if you have ever been called a ng'ombe, you can also board that train. Speaking of carrying things, there's a very interesting interview that has got attention from Kenyans online. You know, there are 2 Miraa drivers that sat down with Dr. Kingori on the Wicked edition last week, and we got to learn a lot about what it takes to be a Miraa driver. It's a very interesting interview, I have to say. So one of the drivers, who's an ex-military, by the way, counted when he first trained to be a Miraa driver. So if you have always wanted to be a Miraa driver, you might want to check this one out. He recounted of an intense experience in these pickups here, you know, that made him almost throw up while cutting sharp corners, you know, in that pickup. Yeah, and according to them, yes, there is money in the business, but do you think you have what it takes? Yeah, got to reveal a lot, especially the training of rookie drivers who have to come to terms with the fact that they are in a high-stakes business. Yeah, it's a very interesting interview, I have to agree. Felix, you agree? It's a very interesting interview, I have to say. Now, speaking of dangerous things on the road, now construction on the expressway has been going on for months now, and it has come with a lot of headaches for motorists using Waiyaki Way, Uhuru Highway, and also Mombasa Road traffic. Snarl-ups have been really bad. And that aside, have you seen this video, Felix? Show them of the welding that was happening. I know this is close to where you live, Felix, you know, because you use the expressway. This is Waiyaki Way, but you use Waiyaki when coming to work. Yeah, so this video shows the sparks from, you look at that, you know, sparks from welding happening on the overpass, falling on the ground. It just shows how reckless some of these sites have become. You know, just show them that video, you know. Yeah, you know, just clearly disregarding the safety of other motorists. I mean, cars are driving directly under that overpass, and cars have fuel in them, remember? Yeah, so what could possibly go wrong if those sparks fell on the right place? Yeah. The Kenya National Highways Authority should address this. They should make this site safe, right? You know, that was very reckless. And I'm sure the person who was doing that could see what was happening, and they didn't do anything. All right, moving on to other stories. there has been a land tussle between residents of Tigania East and the Kenya Defense Forces. So this one involves a 17,000-acre piece of land where residents were being evicted by the military. So they moved to court to stop those evictions, but KDF went on to evict them despite the court orders and stopping them from doing that. So the president had to intervene, and he sent Agriculture CS Peter Munya with a message to the residents, assuring them that the government will protect them and their land rights. And he also asked them to withdraw the court cases. Now, speaking of authorities frustrating citizens, comment below with some of your thoughts on some of these stories, especially the first story of that woman who operated on her 4-year-old son, cut open his stomach just so she could convince people to send her money. I get it's poverty or we are going through tough economic times, but that is a crime. Don't go to that extent, because if everyone who was in poverty had to commit a crime in order to survive, what would the society be? Yeah, let me know with your thoughts. Comment below. We can see them. All the stories that we're talking about here. Yeah, follow me. All right, now, I was saying, speaking of authorities frustrating citizens, an interesting story was highlighted by Nation over the weekend of this lady here who received a head of state commendation. She was a police officer, but I will tell you why she resigned in a minute. So she got a head of state commendation for her great work in taking care of street children in Busia. Now, she was initially working with Child Protection Services, which made her see a lot of children suffering. So she ended up taking 14 of those street children under her care. But she says she was frustrated constantly by her seniors through transfers, which made it hard for her to take care of those children because she kept being moved from station to station. And she says some of her bosses were not happy with her HSC title. And instead of helping her by placing her in a convenient station where she would be able to take care of the children, she kept being transferred, and she got tired and resigned from the police force. And now she sells fish at an open air market in Busia to make ends meet and take care of her adopted children. And now that a lot of Kenyans online have been helping genuine people, I think this is a story that is worth looking upon, right? Yeah, it's a story that's worth looking at. For 14 children, and she also has a child of her own that she needs to take care of. And she ended up resigning from the only job she had because she has a heart for these children, which is a heartwarming story. Now, from a heartwarming story to a heartbreaking story. So this happened in the US diaspora, where there have been a lot of cases of Kenyans disappearing and Kenyans missing. Like this man you see here, his name is Evans Githaga Moher. And notices of his disappearance were being shared on Facebook and other social media. But he was sadly found dead over the weekend by police in Douglas County in Georgia. And they identified him because of the Kenyan flag bracelet that he was wearing, which made it easy for his family and the community of Kenyans living in Georgia to be notified. That's how he was easily identified. And Evans is said to have approached a church leader in Georgia claiming to be seeing strange visions, and that is the last time he was seen alive. Well, back home, the DCI, they always uncover all sorts of crimes being committed by Kenyans, and this one is just gonna show you how gangster our economy is. So this woman here, she's a senior prison officer at Langata Women's Prison, where she could be going. Now, she has been duping a lot of Kenyans, promising to get them jobs with the various government agencies, and she has collected cumulatively a total of over 200 million shillings from Kenyans who are looking for jobs. Yeah, and she has conned all sorts of people, senior degree holders. Yeah, all sorts of smart Kenyans have been conned by this woman. Now, she promises to hire you or your children. Yeah, she asks for their documents. They call you for interviews. In fact, there's one case where unsuspecting candidates who are called to a hotel on Mombasa Road. Yeah, you're called to an interview. They treat you very, very nicely. They give you nice meals, and they even give you an offer letter after the interviews. And of course, after the offer letter, you're given a reporting date and you're asked to send the money after you're given an offer letter and a reporting date. That's how this crime syndicate has been going on. And after that, these people disappear without a trace. But this year I got hold of her, and yes, her name is Grace Nyamohanga, and she's going to be charged with forgery and obtaining money by false pretenses, and she could end up as a prisoner where she used to be a senior sergeant. So if she used to have a bad relationship with inmates, so sad for her if she ends up there. Well, on to other stories. So it's very interesting because Senator James Orengo, he was speaking at a funeral over the weekend, and he took a moment to, voice his concerns about how he's not being treated right at ODM. So he ridiculed some ODM officials who he said only look for him when things go south. For example, after the High Court judgment against the BBI, they were looking for him to get on the legal team. But when things are going okay, they undermine his capabilities. So James Orengo isn't feeling as appreciated as a senior and important member of the ODM party. But meanwhile, his party leader, Raila Odinga, he flew to Kisumu, yesterday to prepare the ground and, calm any political storms that might be brewing in his backyard ahead of next week's Madaraka Day celebrations, which will be held in Kisumu, by the way. Felix, did you know this? Madaraka Day is going to be in Kisumu. It's going to be, yes. Yeah. So the president will be headed to Kisumu next week. Yes, and he's expected to launch a few development projects in the area. And I guess it makes sense that his handshake partner is going ahead of him to prepare the ground. Preparing the way for the Messiah. Yes, before the president goes there next week. No trouble. Yeah, then they don't want any trouble at Madaraka Day celebrations, which will be a holiday, by the way, Tuesday. Yeah, which means another holiday. Yeah, right? I know you've been looking forward to this, Felix. Yeah, have you been looking forward to that public holiday? Comment below. Yeah, I'm just giving you a brief update of what's happening around you. So leave me your comments in the comment section. Also, tell me where you're watching from. Yes, I'll be reading your comments. Yes, and speaking of Messiah, Felix, preparing the way for the Messiah, the National Prayer Breakfast, you know it? The National Prayer Breakfast. It always happens every year. Politicians and business leaders and other, senior people in the Kenyan society, they go and pray for the country. It will be held on Thursday. This Thursday. Yeah. Shall we look to go and do the show there? Yeah, we can do that. I'm sure someone in here can pull the strings, or even I can pull the strings. No, yeah, so we can have breakfast and get to interview a couple of leaders there. It would be fantastic. But the president is going to be there, of course. The deputy president is also going to be there. So all the major political leaders are going to be there. So watch out to see that kind of relationship, the kind of relationship they're having now. And I guess prayer is going to bring them together. The theme for this year's prayer breakfast is going to be a hopeful future. A hopeful future. Yes. That's the theme for this year's prayer. Yeah. And lastly, have you guys been on TikTok? Have you seen the TikTok's Creators Fund? So TikTok Creator Fund is you can load money on your TikTok and send it to creators. So I saw this live on this lady. She's very famous on TikTok. Her name is Queen Paloma. Yeah, I was on her TikTok and I saw people are actually sending her money. There's a way you can send someone money on TikTok. Like your favorite creators, when they go live, you can actually send them gifts. It's a very interesting concept of how social media companies are turning, creating an avenue for fans to give or to support content creators. Yes, so there's a TikTok's Creators Fund, and of course there's YouTube, which pays you for content. But of course, YouTube is very strict because you have to use original content on YouTube, which makes it harder for some creators to earn from YouTube. Twitter is said to be joining the bandwagon. They are trying out something called a tip jar. Yeah, that's why the tip jar is, which means you can send money to your favorite tweets. So if you follow me on Twitter right now and you like my work as a journalist, not only from Kenyans.co.ke, because of course I'm paid here to do the show and do other things. If you like my work, you can tip me on my Twitter. Right? I see you see what I'm doing. Yeah, my Twitter is I am at Mr. Kimani Mbugua. Yeah, so when tip jar rolls out, I'm going to notify you guys so you guys can send me tips. You can already do it on TikTok, so you can go to my TikTok, and send me something. Yeah, cash. Yeah, Cash App, or yeah, if you're feeling benevolent enough. Facebook already rolled out. You can monetize your videos on Facebook, of course. Yeah, so this just shows you how now that there's like content creator on everyone's social media bios, but you can actually earn money if your content is good and people actually like it. Yeah. Time to read your comments, my people. Yes, because we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, I see your comments here on thank you. So many of you are sharing. Thank you for sharing this video. Yeah. Did you like it? Did you like how we presented the news? Please share with your friends so that they can, get this content, get them to appreciate. Yeah, a brief news bulletin, speed feed, that just gives you a highlight of all the stories that are happening around you. Yeah. Roger Moore on Facebook says, wow, is she insane? I hope all the children are removed from her care immediately and the children are examined mentally and physically. Talking about the woman who cut open her son's stomach to get people to send her money, claiming that her son needed a kidney transplant. Ian says the sparks are a real safety hazard. Yes, those sparks on Wayaki Way, yes, on the welding that was happening on the expressway, and the sparks are just falling down on the road. Yeah, it's not safe, and Kanha should do something about that, right? Yeah, they should definitely do something about that. So thank you so much for watching this show. You're very welcome. Now you're in the know about everything that's driving the conversation, interesting stories that you need to know that are happening around you. Thank you so much for watching. We're always live here on Facebook at Kenyan.co.ke, and also our YouTube at Kenyan.co.ke on YouTube. Please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and also leave us a comment. Thank you so much for watching. We're always live here at 2 p.m. With this show. And if you think this show is very long, we have a 1-minute version of it. It's called it's not called TikTok Minute. It's called Speedfeed Minute. Yeah, mostly for TikTok users who like short form content for some reason. Right? Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Goodbye.